Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this cute lion applique pattern. But it's not just a lion. This is a mix and match pattern that's also going to allow you to make a lioness, a leopard, a jaguar, and a cougar, and some other big cats as well. And I will show you all of those different examples at the end of the video. Okay, this is the video showing you how to assemble the big cat if you do have a light box. And so let me just show you the light setup here. I've got my light box. I've got it on and turned all the way up. So light box, placement guide, and then a clear silicone sheet. So I've got all of my pieces prepared. That means I've cut them out on the solid lines. You can ignore all of the dotted lines on the inside. Those are placement guides that you'll only need if you do not have a light box. But there is one line that you will need to transfer if you want to, and that is the eyelashes. And I am going to give this leopard some eyelashes, and so I just set those down and traced over them just with a black Sharpie. This is a permanent pen, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to stitch over those black lines with black thread and you will never see the marker again. So let's get started. The leopard has the wider of the two shoulder pieces. Leopards tend to have stockier bodies than, for example, jaguars, which are another spotted cat, and I'll show you a jaguar block example. But so we're going to use piece number 1 for the leopard. I have separate guides, placement guides for 4 different cats: a lion, a leopard, a jaguar, and a cougar. So this one is the leopard, and we're going to start with piece number 1, which is the body piece. So those numbers tell you in what order you lay the pieces down, and also what is what. So there is no piece 2 because piece 2 is the mane, and only the lion has that. So we're going to jump right up to piece number 3, which is one of the ears. So this pattern has 2 different ear shapes. These 3 and 4 are the rounded ear shapes, and 13 and 14 are the more pointed ear shapes, which work well for like the cougar. Lions and leopards and jaguars all have more rounded ears. All right, 5 now is the face, the forehead part of the face. All right, now 6 is the chin. And if you ever have trouble seeing through the fabric, you just need to touch it down. If you make contact between all the layers, those lines show through much more clearly. So now 7 is the little kind of round muzzle piece. So on this one, I used 3 different spots that I designed especially for these animals. So larger spots on the body, slightly smaller spots on the face, and then the smallest spots on the muzzle. But they're all the same colors. So next up we are at piece 8, which is the bridge of the nose. And again, I'm just going to touch down so I can see that line. And I know where to line that up. And then 9 is the nose. It's kind of magic how you put that nose in there and everything comes together, that little mess in the middle. And now we just need 2 eyes. And they are identical, so it really doesn't matter which one goes where. And last one. All right, so that is the leopard all assembled. I'm going to carefully lift up the silicone mat and carry it to my ironing board, and then I'll fuse those pieces together right on the silicone mat. I'm going to let them cool, and then I will peel it up, and it's just then at that point just one big iron-on, and I will place it on my quilt block, fuse it into place. That's the permanent fuse, and then I'll do all of the outline stitching, and I will bring it back and show you this finished leopard, but also the lion and the jaguar and the cougar that I made. All right, here's the finished lion. I've got everything all outlined, and I added a couple of catch lights to his eyes. I just used a dot of fabric paint, and the pattern has links to videos that, or I'm sorry, to a post that has links to my favorite fabric paint, and also shows you a couple of other non-paint methods you can do to add those catch lights. But I wanted to show you some of the other big cats that you can make with this pattern, because I mentioned that it is a mix and match pattern. So this one is the lion. It uses the main piece, it uses the wider body piece, and it uses the round ears. So here's another. This is the cougar. So this one uses a slightly narrower shoulder piece. There are two different shoulder pieces, a wider one and a narrower one. And it has a pointier ear because cougars have slightly pointed ears. If you wanted to make a lioness, so we've got the lion here, if you wanted to make a lioness, I would do everything just like the cougar pattern. So use the narrower body piece, no mane, but use the rounded ears that are on the lion piece. But that's not all. I've also got a jaguar. So this uses the narrow body piece and the rounded ears. And for the jaguars, just to get something that gave you the approximation of jaguar spots without actually being a jaguar print, which I didn't feel like would work really well with the other fabrics that I use in my quilts, I used 3 different scales of polka dots. So I've got a largest scale on his body, a smaller dot on his face, and then the tiniest dots on his muzzle and chin. And then I've got no dots on his ears and on the bridge of his nose. And that gives you the look of jaguar spots. One other fun fact that you might not know, jaguars and leopards both have spots that are kind of rings that are empty in the middle. Jaguars have spots within those spots, leopards don't. And so I've got a leopard to show you as well. And so for the leopard body, for this one I used the spilled cereal print, which is just big open rings. But again, 3 different scales of dots. And the leopard is exactly like the jaguar, except I used different fabrics, obviously, but I also used the narrower body piece for the jaguar and the wider body piece for the leopard, because leopards tend to be a little bit more stocky than jaguars. I also didn't point this out before, but there are optional eyelashes in the pattern, and I used eyelashes on the leopard here and also back on the cougar. I gave the cougar some eyelashes. So those are 4 different big cats that you can make with the same pattern, but you can actually make more just by mixing and matching the pieces a little bit. There are a lot of different big cats that you can make. I just made some of the most popular ones. So I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I will see you next time.